AJ makes a comeback. Dom's in the middle of the ring, and the referee knows that he's down. AJ's waiting for him. He's going to do his signature move. The only place that referee should be looking is at AJ because he's standing. He knows where Dom is. Now, if Dom reaches and grabs him, all that does is tell him he needs to push him away so he can watch. And the referee gets buried because the El Americano guy pulls AJ's. Then he goes to dart, realizes he's going to bury the ref even worse. So he kind of sits on the ring post by the steps. And then the 1, 2, 3 goes down. Dom hits the splash. And the guy just stands up between the ring and the announce table. Hey, I'm out here in a mask, and I'm not Gable. Like, is the referee that stupid?
Okay, I want to ask you a question about that. You bring up something very good. The referee in professional wrestling has long been a tool that they use for different...
Yes, yeah. I completely agree. You have made him a tool.
But I'm going to ask you, how should wrestling treat the ref? In all other athletics, it is the respected...
You can't, I've said this my entire life in this business, you have to have a box that this game is played. And when you pick up the game and you open it up and you read the rules on the inside of the box, the rules are, A, the referee cannot do this, this, and this because he pulls what happened with AJ, and then 2 weeks from now, they'll send a referee down the chute on a full sprint saying, no, that's not what we're doing because he, who 2 weeks ago was standing between the is now in the front row. Like, you got to have some consistency. It's like watching Major League Baseball. I can't watch Major League Baseball because they've got the computer graphics so tight on the strike zone, and I watched the umpire basically miss 60% of the calls.
Right.
And then as soon as you turn and say, motherfucker, that was 3 balls in a row you called strikes, they throw Boone out of the game playing at Houston the other night. I'm like, what the fuck?
So you're invalidating
yeah,
the role of the official.
Now, there would be one thing if, like, in somewhere in my life, I saw like an automobile accident and there wasn't EMT there, but there was referees. Because that was always the thing. When somebody got injured, the referees would come down. It was never a doctor. There was never a board. It was just clear out because 4 referees are circling over this injured guy. And then we'll go to commercial break and he'll just vanish. So now they at least use the medical, but it's Jesus. I watched the referee get buried 4 times in 2 nights.
Right.
And it's your job as part of the finish that if the referee is out of position, you have got to draw him.
Finish.
Yes, you've got to draw him you've got to put his back to that El Americano or whatever the fuck his name is that Ludwig's going to do. It's your job to make sure that referee can't see that. Mm-hmm. And then you sure as fuck, when you get done, don't stand up between the ring and you just sit where you're at. They're going to you tell somebody, give me a cue when we're off the air. I'd get under the ring. At least that way when the referee goes, referee could go over there, look, and he'd be underneath the ring. Now he goes back, he gets out, goes through the crowd, and you protect the ref. But when he stands between the ring and the announce table, like,
there he is, yeah.
Hey, what happened to AJ? He was about to hit his finish. I don't know, maybe the skinny guy in the mask fucked him? It's hard, man. And I know that 66-year-old, 35-year veteran pro wrestler Kevin Nash is not their demographic.
No, but what you're saying is you're talking logic, and it has nothing to do with what the fan base is. Who's responsible for the finish? Is it the agent that's given the match? Do they let the talent?
I don't know because I'm not a part of the ecosystem.
Right.
You can book something, and I remember when I had the pencil, I wasn't the booker, but it was my job to come up with storyline along with about 7 other people in the room. And in your mind, it was a masterpiece. And then you would watch a guy go out there and fuck up 2 spots, and it became a bucket of shit.
Right.
And you know who gets blamed? The booking.
The writing room, yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you're a writer on a sitcom and the person keeps up his lines and the studio audience goes home, whose fault is it? Is it the writers? No, it's an actor that can't deliver the line.
But what they'll say is it's a bad show. So then it reflects
Right.
badly on, yeah.
So
No, I get that.
I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem is by the time you get to the main event and CM Punk goes to set up for his finish, and you know that he's not going to beat Seth because it's just not going to happen, and you're waiting, and then all of a sudden you see another ball shot, which I guess the ball shot is the new, I don't know. And then it turns out to be Becky,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just like, okay.
Did the entire event, I was going to ask you, leave you empty because, I mean, we
I
had no title
fucking,
changes?
I felt, would it have hurt the absolute programming if LA Knight would have went over?
Would it have hurt the programming? I mean,
For the booking, he worked his ass off. I mean, he had some great shine. Like it does it. You can always. I remember when Lex was red hot,
mm-hmm.
and we went in and we just told Eric. We said like we were at Auburn Hills, and nobody was supposed to beat Hogan until Sting.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like Lex was red hot. It was time. Like we couldn't wait. So we talked him into turning putting the belt on Lex for a short little run to break the monotony.
And it would have been
Because
unpredictable.
and you wouldn't have had a fuck finish that you have every week.
So,
Scott would have slid behind the rock with a ball shot.
point well taken.
Yeah.
That did get Becky the opportunity to say gross ball sweat the following night on Raw, which I did pop for a little bit, by the way.
I know it was coming though. It's like I feel like George C. Scott and fucking Patton. Rommel, you magnificent son of a bitch. I read your book. It's like I know everything you're gonna say. It's like it just feels so fucking contrived.
Right.
It was like the Ozzy thing. There's no reason to fucking go there. When you fucking, it's like, oh man, you guys are losers. The only people that are bigger losers than you are the Eagles here in Philadelphia tonight. Cheap heat, cheap heat, cheap heat. Like, come on, man, where we at?
Yeah, that's what I was
And
asking
you're the
you last
man?
week about that.
You're the man?
But this is written for these guys and gals, right? I mean, this is not her.
Well,
I still don't have a definitive word on whether it was written or not.
I'm
so
sorry.
I shouldn't say that.
God, maybe fucking times have changed, but I think it's what's the old saying in pro wrestling? It's better to ask for forgiveness
than
fucking
permission. Yeah.
You know, like if something fucking sucks,
just don't do it.
You should be able to fucking go someplace, shut your eye. Like I used to tell guys all the time. Let's say, they say, what's missing? And I said, when you fucking shift gears in your heat, I said, you're not shifting gears. I said, think about this. I said, go in the corner somewhere before your match and think about your opponent. And think about you coming home from the road and he's fucking on the fucking counter banging your old lady. And what would you fucking do to him? because he doesn't see you coming and you're coming up behind him.
Smack him.
What would you, I would probably drop and hit him in the balls.
Yeah.
Boom, yeah. But I'm just saying, like that. Like I said, you have to put yourself in a position where, like what would you do primally?
Right.
It has to. It, nobody's going to sit there like Phil's not going to sit there and let her just run him down.
Yeah, I get it.
And I didn't feel that it was a. I mean, I wouldn't even give it a fucking a nod for a Tony, let alone fucking any kind of Academy Award.
I enjoyed. I have to be honest. I was engaged. I was engaged by her, and I think it was because of the close-ups. There was nothing being said that was particularly interesting or witty, other than just a regular wrestling
yeah, as I said,
promo.
name three fucking highlights in the promo.
There weren't, but
Right.
ball sweat, gross ball sweat. But
if that's a highlight, man, like we're
well, that was the high spot of the promo.
That's pretty guttural.
But I did think she was engaging in her close-up. You mentioned Ozzy, and that brings to mind some feedback we got, Kev, on last week's show. Superman, oh man. Becky wasn't talking bad about Ozzy. She said she was the only good thing, and he had the sense to leave. That's not a dig against him, and Ozzy was self-deprecating anyway. He joked about his stuff.
Still too soon.
Too soon, right? Melissa Kronwetter. I'm new to the show, thanks to Vince Russo, and I'm really enjoying it. Kevin is laid back, knows his stuff, and is born again. I am as well. I agree with how Kevin feels about the Roger situation. He should have never been in the back in the first place. That whole thing is just kind of sitting there, and nothing's happened. There's no charges, and everybody and their grandmother has weighed in, so
well,
I mean, covered to death.
Why